So children, we are starting here another chapter today, that is pressure. Now this pressure already you have learned in earlier classes. If you remember that pressure equal to thrust upon area, this formula we already know. So what is pressure? Pressure is nothing but the force, that is the thrust, which is divided per unit area. Now the question is, what is meant by thrust? So thrust is nothing but the perpendicular force, that is the force applied on a body that is perpendicular to the surface is called as thrust. So pressure becomes thrust upon area. This already we have done in earlier classes. Now reminding you the units of pressure, that is Newton per meter square. Newton is the unit of force, that is Newton is the unit of thrust, and this area is measured in meter square. So Newton per meter square, this I have written here. This is the unit of pressure, that is Newton per meter square, also called as Pascal. So this Pascal is the unit for pressure. Now this is CGS unit called dyne per centimeter square. So Newton per meter square, dyne per centimeter square, these are the two units of pressure. SI unit also called as Pascal. Now relation between SI unit and CGS unit. You can see here, you can see this expression. 1 Pascal, I have written 1 Pascal equal to 10 dyne per centimeter square. Now this dyne per centimeter square is the CGS unit, as we have seen here. Look here. So 1 Pascal, that is SI unit, is equal to 10 times the CGS unit. So there is a relation of 10 times between the SI unit and the CGS unit. So this was all about the earlier concepts. Now one more thing, that is dimension formula. As we should know the dimension formula of each and every formula in this 11th class. So formula I am writing here, that is ml minus 1 will come in power ml minus 1 t minus 2. So this is the dimension formula for pressure, that is ml minus 1 t minus 2 is the dimension formula. Now we start with our derivation, that is in this chapter we have to study the derivation for the pressure difference between the 2 points in a liquid. Now the dimension formula for pressure. Now as you can see here, pressure equal to thrust upon area. Pressure equal to thrust upon area. So we have dimension formula for pressure is given here in this equation. Here we have written, that is dF equal to ml minus 1 t minus 1 t minus 2, sorry. So ml minus 1 t minus 2, this is the dimension formula for pressure. Now we come to another topic of this chapter, that is an important topic, the force experienced by the liquid column. Now see in this figure, this is the liquid column we have taken. So in this topic we will be finding out the pressure difference between 2 points A and B which are present in the bulk of the liquid. So here is the cylinder, here is the total vessel which is containing a liquid of density equal to rho. See how we write rho. This is the symbol for density, that is rho. So this liquid which is contained in the vessel, it is having density rho. Okay, so we have to consider a liquid of density rho which is contained in a vessel, and in this bulk of the liquid we have to consider an imaginary cylinder which is also made up of water only, or made up of the same liquid. So this is the imaginary cylinder in which these are the 2 points, point A here on this surface and point B here on this surface, and we need to find out the pressure difference between the 2 points A and B. Right, we have to find out the pressure difference between the points A and B. So we consider that the pressure at this point A, that is P1, and pressure at this point B is P2. Okay, so I have written already here, pressure at A is equal to P1 and pressure at B equal to P2. So we need to find out the pressure difference between the 2 points, that is P2 minus P1. Again I am telling you, this is the imaginary cylinder, this is the cylinder which contains 2 points A and B on its opposite faces. Let the height of the cylinder be h. So this is the height of the cylinder which is taken as h. So h is the height here, and force on this face will be F1 and force on this face will be F2. Okay, F2 is marked here upward arrow and F1 is marked here downward arrow. Now this is we are representing here the weight of the body. Now here the body is this cylinder, this is the body, which is present in the stationary liquid, and it's also stable. So this is the weight mg acting vertically downward. So now we have got three forces acting on this imaginary cylinder. Which are the three forces? First is F1, which is here. Now this F1 is present due to the liquid which is present above the cylinder. So this is the liquid which is present above the cylinder, and because of this liquid the force is F1. This is F2. This F2 is because of the buoyant force. What is buoyant force? The force which is applied by the liquid in the upward direction. So this liquid is forcing the cylinder in the upward direction, right? So it is forcing this in the upward direction. So this F2 is representing the buoyant force. Now this mass of water, this particular volume of water, it's also having some weight, and that weight we are representing by mg. This mg is acting in vertically downward direction. So three forces F1, F2 and mg are acting on this. So F1, F2 and mg are the three forces which are acting on the cylinder, which is present in the bulk of the liquid, that is on the imaginary cylinder. So this is the imaginary cylinder having three forces F1, F2 and mg. Now we are balancing these three forces. Now let us see again here. Total force at point A, total force here, this at this face is given by F1 plus mg. Total force at B, that is bottom surface, that is given by F2, and the total force, net force on this cylinder will be 0. Now why the net force is 0? Because this cylinder is in equilibrium state. This cylinder is stable. This water is not moving at all. So we can say that the net force acting on this body is 0. Now we come to expression here on the top. Now let us see. Now let us balance the three cases. So you can see the first step, that is F1 plus mg equal to F2. Now why we are writing F1 plus mg equal to F2? Because see, F1 here and this mg, these are the two forces which are acting downward. These are the downward forces, and this one alone is the upward force. This force F2 is acting in the upward direction, buoyant force, and these two forces F1 and mg, they are acting in the downward direction. So these two forces are added together, and this is balanced by these two. So I am writing here F1 plus mg equal to F2. Now we are putting the values. See, F1 equal to P1A. How we write this F1 equal to P1A? By the formula of pressure, right? Pressure equal to force upon area. So force equal to pressure into area. So from here F1 equal to P1A and F2 equal to P2A. These values we are putting in this expression here. So we have P1A plus AH rho G equal to P2A. Now what is AH rho G? Just see the derivation for this. See here, this AH rho G. Now this we have weight of this body. Weight of this body mg equal to volume into density. Volume into density means mass, right? So mass, this mass can be written as volume into density, and this G as it is. Now this volume again, volume equal to A into H. Cylinder, this is cylinder. Formula of volume is pi r square H, right? Volume is pi r square H. So pi r square here, area. This is pi r square and this is H. So area into height. Now this mg, we are putting the value here, V equal to AH rho G. Okay, so from here we can get this mg value. Now this mg we are putting in the first step here. So we have P2 minus P1A equal to AH rho G. Now this A is taken common throughout and it is cancelled. So we have the difference P2 minus P1 equal to H rho G. This is the formula for pressure difference, right?